We're just here having a very quick chat with Mr. Brandon Fong. He went with us as far as the Done For You podcasting service. We manage the Figure Millennials podcast, now known as Beyond Curious. And we're just here to ask Brandon about what problems he had before finding us, why he chose us, and what we did for him, and what were his amazing results and benefits. So what do you have to say, Brandon?
Yeah. So when I got started with the show, as many new podcasters would resonate with, it's like you feel like you need to figure everything out on your own. And so I was like editing everything, I was posting everything, and I think it was important for me to go throughout that phase of understanding all the nuances. But eventually, you need to focus on what's most important, and that's getting good guests on the show and conducting good interviews. And so, when I'd been talking with my friend Wally about potentially working with a team to help produce the editing and follow the instructions on it, and so when Wally introduced us, I saw some of the way that you guys make magic happen, where you're able to kind of just drop some of the audio files in, and you've been able to adapt to it, is really cool. So I think what I appreciated is I've been able to work with Al, who's on your team, and I know Al's a rock star. He's very responsive. He would answer very quickly and edit things. And it was just kind of nice to have that as a resource. I will say another thing about Al, if I'm just giving Al a little bit of a love here, is that he always has a can-do attitude, right? So like if there was something that I had hadn't done in the past, but I'm like, is this possible? He was always really coachable and receptive to trying something new and making it happen. So yeah, it was nice to be able to focus on what was most important for the show and getting some of that editing done.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Brandon. We're glad that we were able to help you and find your focus. That way you can focus on the more revenue generating tasks. And that website is DFYpodcast.com. And Brandon's podcast is Beyond Curious. So find that on Apple Podcasts. He'd love to have you. And it was wonderful speaking with you, Brandon.
Thanks, Robert.